Its training is top-notch, no doubt about it!
Welcome, trainers! Well, it's been a while since my last video. I have been so busy at the Celadon gym with so many trainers flocking back to the Kanto region for the re-release of Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I have seen many videos of trainers documenting their own journey through Kanto as they try to reach the Pokémon League, and I thought it would be a fun idea if I also went on the same journey. I know it's a little unusual for a gym leader to embark on this quest, but it's not so different when gym leaders Brock and Misty traveled with Ash on his adventure to become the Pokémon League champion. So, I'm going to do my own Pokémon Leaf Green walkthrough, but follow the current trend of Nuzlocke play. Now, I'm sure everyone pretty much knows how Nuzlocke plays go. It's a way to make the game more challenging, and there's always some variation in the rules. But the main ones is whenever a Pokémon faints in your party, that Pokémon is no longer able to continue on the journey and must be either released or permanently boxed. Second, you must nickname any Pokémon you catch so as to create a stronger bond and have more meaning if your Pokémon were to faint. Next, the battle style must be on set instead of shift. Oh, for me, this is usually not a problem since I always battle on set mode. Now, this next rule is a little controversial, and by that I mean because I'm a gym leader. You cannot use items during a trainer battle. I know gym leaders are notorious for using heal potions on their Pokémon during official battles, which can lead to some pretty frustrated trainers.
Say you're paralyzed. Say you're paralyzed. Yes! Yes! We got it! Oh, frickin' frick. I got a potion! I'm gonna use it!
Finally is the level cap, where Pokémon cannot be leveled higher than the next gym leader's or Elite Four members' highest level Pokémon. Now, there is one special rule that I'm going to follow for this playthrough. Normally, another rule for the Nuzlocke is that you can only capture one Pokémon per new route, but since I am the Grass-type gym leader, I'm only going to capture and use Grass Pokémon for my team. Sadly, Kanto has a very few selection of Grass-type Pokémon, 6 to be exact. So that means my team is going to consist of the only 6 Grass types to be found in the Kanto region. So if any of them faint, my team will get smaller and smaller. So, with all that, let's get started on our journey to become the Pokémon League champion using only Grass types. Erika's Nuzlocke Challenge! Alright, so here we go. I changed into a traveling trainer outfit and left my most experienced gym trainer in charge of the gym. I'm heading over to Pallet Town in order to receive my first Pokémon from Professor Oak. Oh, there he is now. I know, Professor, that's why I came to you. Now, to pick my first Pokémon for my journey, and of course, I'm selecting the Grass-type Bulbasaur. And of course, I have to give him a nickname, so let's go with Onion Turtle.
That's Onion Turtle.
Oh, and it looks like Gary is going to challenge us to our first battle. Alright, so here we go. With Gary picking Charmander, it's going to be difficult for my all-grass team later on down the line, so I'll have to develop a strategy as we go along. Nice. Well, we won that one fairly easy. Isn't that right, Onion Turtle?
Bubba, sharp!
Great! Well, with my first battle won, I say goodbye to Professor Oak and start to head off on my Pokemon trainer journey, but not without taking a memorable picture with Professor Oak first. Thank you so much, Professor. I hope to see you again soon. After traveling through Route 1 for a while, I eventually reached Viridian City. I went into the Pokemart where the cashier asked if I could deliver a package back to Professor Oak. I guess I'm going to see the professor a lot sooner than I thought. I made it back to Pallet Town where I gave Professor Oak his parcel. Professor Oak then gave me the Pokédex. I should mention though that I will not be focusing on completing the Pokédex, but more on building up my team of grass-type Pokémon. I then picked up a map from Gary's sister Daisy, and I was on my way again. Once I got back to Viridian City, I decided to check out the gym, but it was mysteriously closed. From Viridian, I headed to Route 22 to face Gary. I was preparing for this battle, so I leveled up Onion Turtle to prepare. Now, since I only have Onion Turtle, my strategy is to use Leech Seed on each of his Pokémon so that I can gain back a little health after each turn. This is a very dangerous battle, since at this level, his Pidgey should have Gust, which is super effective against Onion Turtle. Strangely though, Pidgey didn't use Gust. Even more strange, his Charmander didn't use Ember once. What a lucky battle. If either of Gary's Pokémon used a super effective move, we might have lost. Isn't that right, Onion Turtle?
Babasar!
Now that we defeated Gary, I start to head north and into Viridian Forest. Too bad there isn't any grass-type Pokémon here, but there are a lot of trainers to battle. Let's find some. The trainers in Viridian Forest all use bug-type Pokémon. This is lucky for us, since Onion Turtle is also part poison-type. He can't become poisoned by their attacks. Likewise, some of the trainers have Metapods and Kakunas who only strengthen their defense with Harden. Using Onion Turtle's Leech Seed helps bring down their HP a little faster. That last battle brought Onion Turtle to his level cap for the first gym leader on our adventure, Brock. I make it to Pewter City and head for the Poke Center to heal up Onion Turtle, as our next stop will be the Pewter City Gym.
Gym Leader Brock, I am Erika from Celadon City, and I challenge you to an official Pokemon gym battle.
You're going to challenge me knowing that you'll lose? Fine then. Show me your best.
I knew the battle with Brock was going to be fairly easy, seeing as how I had a grass-type Pokemon with me. Geodude went down with one hit from Vine Whip. I was fairly certain Onion Turtle could take on his Onix, but I used Leech Seed just in case. Another Vine Whip and we took down Onix. That was easier than I thought it was going to be. Good job, Onion Turtle.
Babasar!
And with that, we won our first gym badge from Brock, the Boulder Badge. Well, that was a very exciting battle, and we got to grow closer with our Pokemon. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. Be sure to join me again as I make my way to Cerulean City to earn another gym badge. See you next time. Bye!